Times were tough, so I sold my soul. And I don't think I'll ever regain control. Devil looked me in the eye, now I look the other way. What else could I do? I just stood at the doorway, knew I'd rather be drunk with you. I'd rather be drunk.
Hey Internet, Dracofunk here, and welcome back to my 100 subscriber special where I drive a Rover train from the North Pole to the South Pole. And today we are doing just that, except this time we're using the aircraft as a waypoint because it is scouting ahead for us. And it is just about sunrise as we head on this journey towards the South Pole, and we are quickly approaching the halfway point. And once there, I will have a dilemma, but I'm going to cross that dilemma when I get to it, and by cross it I mean there's a river, and I have to either cross the river or go around the river or do something to get past the river. And yeah. So the Rover train is on its way. And this time I'm going to try and be a little bit more mindful of my usage of electricity, because this Rover train is electric. And in the past couple episodes I have ran out of the electrics. Now I do have several RTGs on here and even some photovoltaic cells and lots of batteries to help keep this Rover train moving, but still it is not enough. It is very power hungry, and off in the distance you can see the sun is finally peeking over the horizon as a new day dawns on this South Pole expedition. Kenny Kerman, Cedric Dracofunky. We also have Ed, Steve, and Kohaku, and Dr. Orgnag are all on board this Rover train. The rest of the Highway 47 crew is currently elsewhere, and they'll be showing up in the near future of the reusable space program. And by near future I mean probably like 4 episodes from now. But hey, the reusable space program is back and running. A new episode came out this week. We are actually starting to get everything online in the Duna system. We now have 2 space stations in the Duna system. We have a station orbiting Duna and one orbiting Ike. Mining operations are beginning, and we will be working on that. The tanker is not there yet. I don't have a tanker, and I don't have all the tanks yet, but they will be on their way soon. In other Highway 47 news, I think our release this week is, I believe it's me all by myself watching a terrible, terrible movie that should probably have never been made. Imagine a pizza place decided to make a movie and put about as much effort into it as a pizza place would if they made a movie. I am talking about the made straight for DVD movie Chuck E. Cheese in the Galaxy 5000. And if that sounds terrible, let me assure you it was. And I watched it all by myself because nobody else was available. It has been happening where we are as a channel, the four main contributors, we have all been very busy the past couple months, and it has happened where we are not all able to be here at the same time. So that week I was all by myself. Coming out next week will be a special video by Vomit. But then I believe the fourth Friday of the month, we will be all together again. Let me check on that. Make sure it actually is the fourth Friday. It is, in fact, the fourth Friday. There are actually 5 Fridays in the month of June. I don't know actually what's coming out on the 30th because we have not yet recorded that. So, depending on... There are some ifs in our schedule this month. So that is as far ahead as we can say for certain. Now, we have contingency plans, of course. We are... The plan will be... I can tell you this, it will be a Marvel movie. Unless something else happens. If something else happens, okay. Let me rephrase that. There is a contingency that it won't be a Marvel movie. But it most likely will be a Marvel movie. So there is that. And that is the plan. But this whole time I'm rambling on about other goings on in our channel. My Rover train is continuing on its journey through the hills, and as you can see, my electricity is actually in pretty good shape. I'm staying around the 9,000 units, and I am a good, let's say a third of the way into this episode. Now, the plan is to drive to the aircraft. Now, if I get to the aircraft within, I span about an hour. So if I get to the aircraft within 10 minutes of that, the aircraft will fly ahead and scout the next location. And that'll be probably the end of the episode. If I get to it before the 10 minutes, I'll probably fly the aircraft to the next location and then continue the rover on. If I am almost to it, I will probably just finish that journey and that'll finish the episode. It's good to have contingency plans. Now, if you are also watching my reusable space program, this is all in the same save. So, up in orbit are all the parts of the reusable space program. I'm going to have to do a bit of recovery as there are some spent stages that either need landed or have landed that the Kerbal Navy needs to recover. And I'm going to have to do some upkeep. So part of the reusable space program is everything that goes up stays up, and it basically is building infrastructure, which I have done. There is a mining operation that mines fuel from the moon and brings it to the Kerbin station, and that refills everything. And so the fuel operation kind of keeps everything going. I am setting up a similar operation in the Duna system, where they'll be mining Ike for fuel, and that will support operations on Duna. I also plan on putting down some surface bases on Duna. That'll be kind of the last things I'm going to do. I really had wanted to do some more of that on the Mun and Minmus, and I really didn't get there. And I really also would like to put some rovers down, also on the Mun, Minmus, and Duna. Probably not so much on Ike, just because the gravity on Ike is so light. The same. I probably won't put a rover on Minmus, although I might. At least, I think I want to put a small base on one of the mountaintops of Minmus, and then one just on the lower plains of Minmus. And hey, look, here's the aircraft. So it's early enough in the episode that I think I'll fly the aircraft out and then have the rover continue towards it. It won't make it to it this episode, but I want to keep the progress up. So as you can see, there's a whole bunch of things in orbit of Kerbin right now. I really do want to clean that up, because in reality there really should only be one or two spacecraft, but there is stuff that's in a holding pattern. Like the tanker is bound for Duna, is currently in orbit. And there are some aircraft that need to fly back to the space station, or actually to the Mun. I think the Canterbury is currently in orbit of Kerbin as of the recording of this episode. But hey, let's see what's going on screen right now. Is the aircraft. I'm just kind of scouting ahead. I'm watching the terrain, and I see there's some hills that I'm probably going to have to go to the left of. And then I will also have to veer, after I get past all those, a little bit to the right. And let's see if I can come into a landing. The land, I start to come down, but I wanted to come down over past that hill, so I had to give a little bit more thrust. All right. Here I come in, do this landing in real time. Not my best landing, but not a bad landing. And I'll just put the brakes on, and I think this is at least a good distance away from the rover for the next part of the mission. That's probably good. Yeah, so there's a hill right there I need to go to the left of. And the other thing is I can probably just be a little bit more flexible with my electricities now, and probably make some good time. Now, I know I need to go to the left of that range of hills, so I don't want to head directly towards my target, because that'll put me going through the hill. Like, I don't want to be going right on the tops of it. I might actually need to go to the left a little bit more. I know I've been talking a lot about the reusable space program, but I'm to a point where I'm really kind of excited where it is going. I had wanted to record I wanted to do a side-by-side with Kerbal Space Program 2 and Kerbal Space Program 1, flying an aircraft to the island airfield. I still plan on doing that. I just... The time to do that has not been there. I do need to go a little bit to the left. And I am being a little bit more daring on my speed as I go through here, because I really only have less than 10 minutes left in my time of driving, so it's like 2.5 minutes your time. And maybe, okay, now I am around the mountains. I can start heading. I'm just going to head directly at 180. Anyway, yeah, 2.5 minutes my time, and maybe I was being a little more reckless than I should have been. So, right there, whoa, okay. Yes, I did, like, one side of the whole Rover train, all the wheels came off the ground. And I want to say that's the first time it's happened where I was really afraid the whole Rover train was going to tip over. But the good news is it didn't, and at this point I'm being a little bit more cautious about driving. But hey, we're going to stop there because my hour is up. I'll deploy the satellite dishes so we can broadcast from the mobile Highway 47 studios. And thanks, guys, for watching another installment of the 100 subscriber special. And join us next week as I continue on this journey. And if you haven't done so, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.